Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I'm getting this up so late. I haven't had time to record it all, so yeah, this one is like 3 or 4 days late, so sorry about that. It is currently, let's see, 4:41 a.m., and I'm up recording the Q&A. Oh, God. All right, let's start. Um, what do you look for in an ideal girlfriend? Oh, God. Um, That's such a broad question. What do I look for in an ideal girlfriend? Um, Honestly, it's a mix of a lot of it comes down to chemistry, and the bird is starting up again. So sorry, you guys are gonna have to listen to that. You can see what it's like day in my life listening to those fucking birds. Sorry, ideal girlfriend. Um, it really comes down to chemistry for me, usually. Um, I Again, it's a mix of chemistry, attraction, and usually character. Um, there are people I've really hit it off with, but the more I learned about them and the more I paid attention to their actions rather than just what they said, I always found a reason not to pursue it. Um, I'm a very big believer in pay attention to someone's actions, not their words. I'm trying to remember the quote for that. It's people's actions will put the lie to their words, something like that. Um, and it served me pretty well. I've never regretted following that. But one of the things I really like is someone who's incredibly soft and loving and caring, but can also call me on all of my bullshit because there's a lot of it. um, and we're already in with the so sorry about that. Yeah, really, it mostly comes down to character for me. Um, Damn it, I did it again. It really does come down to character usually. It, like I said, looks, personality, attraction, all of that stuff goes into some crazy mixture. But really, it comes down to character for me because all of that stuff, you know, looks are great, personality is great, but if the character isn't there, it's not someone I want to spend my time with. And I'm incredibly picky. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, that's such a broad question. I could go on for hours, and there are a lot of questions, so I'm trying to keep it fairly short. Second question. Do you like anime? I used to be super into anime. Like, really into it. Like, every day I would watch it. Lately, I haven't been into it as much. I did watch One Punch Man, though, and that was fucking awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out if you're a fan of anime. What's your favorite book? Oh, God. Mm, Probably, again, I have different categories for my favorite things, like favorite movies. I don't really have one favorite movie. I have favorite movies from different genres, but I don't have an all time favorite movie or favorite book. Call of the Wild or The Old Man and the Sea would probably be my favorite. Um, Call of the Wild probably wins. I'm not sure. If you haven't read both of those, you should check it out. Let's see. Fantasy wise, it's got to be Harry Potter. Harry Potter is the shit. Like, I think I've read those books at least 6 times, the entire series. Well, I say read, it was audiobooks mostly because, I mean, how great are audiobooks? I can be doing dishes and listening to an audiobook. Anyways, what Hogwarts house are you in if you're a Potterhead? Definitely a Potterhead, almost to the point of it being annoying. Not smart enough for Ravenclaw. Not lame enough for Hufflepuff. I'm sorry for anyone who's in Hufflepuff, but come on. When was the last time Hufflepuff did anything? Not evil enough for Slytherin. Can I just say, the whole, spoilers for anyone who hasn't read them, at the end of the Harry Potter books, I was so annoyed how, when they're in the Great Hall, Voldemort is coming, and all of the Slytherins, all of them, there wasn't a single good one out of them when McGonagall told them to stand up and leave. Not one Slytherin stayed behind and was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to, join a death cult. Like, I'll stick with you guys. Like, not a single one. Come on. So I guess that leaves, oh my God, why am I blanking on this right now? I just named 3 of the houses. Gryffindor, sorry. Yeah, I'd probably be in Gryffindor. And I know that's a lame answer because everyone picks Gryffindor, but that's the truth. Do you think you are going to do this full time, or is it just a hobby? I would absolutely love to be able to do this full time, and some people have sent in gift cards, which I'm so, so thankful for. Seriously. Honestly, it means so much to me that people are willing to send in their hard-earned money to help me upgrade my equipment and my mics and all of that. Really, truly, thank you. If this gets big enough and I'm able to, I would love to do this full time. That would be fucking amazing. I'm actually saving for a new mic right now. It's, instead of just like a USB plug-in, it's an XLR. And it needs like phantom power and all that, but it's a good mic, so I'm excited about that. What is your favorite part of making audios? Ooh, favorite part. It's a mix of comments and people telling me that, they had a shit day, or were feeling lonely, or had an anxiety attack or depression or whatever it is. Comments and messages like that are probably my favorite part. Because all that stuff sucks so fucking bad. And even if I obviously can't cure any of that stuff, but being able to provide a little bit of relief for, 10 or 15 minutes is a really good feeling. It's just nice to know that, you helped someone in some tiny little way to make their day less shit. The second part is creatively. I love being able to be creative with the audios and just sort of turn it on and see where my brain takes it, because for almost all of my audios, I have a general idea of what I want it to be. The most recent one was the best friend confession one, I fucking love you. And that one, I knew how I wanted it to go and the basic idea behind it, but I didn't have any of the words planned out. There was no sequence to the events. It was just a outline, basically. And being able to jump in and just kind of make it up as I go is really fucking fun, because where I am right now, I can't do any woodworking or anything like that, and that was my creative outlet before. So this has been a really nice way to get that creativity out, because I can't draw for shit. So quick fire, tea or coffee? Coffee. Disney or Pixar? Disney. Cupcakes or muffins? Muffins, probably. Chocolate chip muffins. Dear God. Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Oh, come on. You can't do that to me. I literally marathoned the extended director's cut of all three of the Lord of the Rings movies in one sitting one time. So, I've never read the Lord of the Rings books though. They're so meandering and there's so much detail. And if I have to read Fortnite one more time, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. It would probably have to be Harry Potter. If we're looking at the movies, it would be Lord of the Rings. The woods or the beach? The woods, definitely. I actually hate the beach. I know some of you are going to think I'm crazy, but I do not understand it. I really don't get it. You're sitting in sand and it's hot. I don't get it. I don't get what's fun about the beach. I mean, all the people in bikinis is nice, but, that's not enough to sell me on it. One thing you want to do before you die. Ooh. I definitely want to go on a boat and see whales. That's something I really, really want to do. That and hike the Lord of the Rings trail to Mordor. I think that's in New Zealand. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to do before I die. If you had to pick a perfect vacation spot, where would it be and why? My idea of a vacation is probably different than most people's. Something I've been wanting to do for a really long time is hike the entire... I'm sorry, it's 4 a.m. and I am so tired. The entire... Oh, what's that trail called? I'm so sorry. Good God, I'm going to cut some of this out because it's going to take me a long time to remember it. Okay, Appalachian Trail. That's what it was. If I had a vacation and, had the choice and everything, it would probably be hiking the Appalachian Trail. Not like, just a small hike. I mean, a through hike of the Appalachian Trail. That would be fucking amazing. That or a cabin in the woods. I'm sure none of you saw that coming. Will you ever do a face or name reveal? It's possible I'll do a face reveal. Again, it's... What these audios do is create images in your head, basically. And it lets you drift off into a fantasy of your own making. And basically create the setup. And you imagine it. And a face reveal removes whatever it is and however you picture me. And I don't really like the idea of removing some of that mystery because all these role plays are an idealized version, usually, of whatever the situation is. And I want you to picture whatever your ideal man is, basically. I mean, it's possible. I won't discount it. It's definitely possible. What are you passionate about? Oh boy. Well, making audios for one, obviously, but that's a lame answer. Animals, again, another obvious answer. Working out is one of my passions, actually. Weightlifting, calisthenics, all of that fun stuff. I really love being in shape and staying healthy, and I have a few medical problems, and being in shape helps with that, eating well, and plus, muscles are fun. It's nice being able to move a couch by yourself. Other than that, I mean, I guess martial arts are another fun thing. Krav Maga is usually, I probably just mispronounce that. I would not be surprised. That's something I studied pretty extensively. Self-defense is a major passion of mine, and everyone should take at least one self-defense class, really, just to teach you the basics. Next question. If I can find my cursor. Okay, there we go. What do you like and not like about doing roleplay audios? Ooh. Well, since I already said what I like about doing them, I will go with what I don't like. What I don't like is... I'm trying to find a way to articulate this. What I create is an idealized version of a boyfriend or a best friend or however you want to put it. And I worry a little bit that people don't realize that it's a character I play. I do insert a lot of my personality and how I speak and all of that into all of my audios, but I'm not some amazing, super... I'm not the ideal boyfriend, basically. I have my problems, my faults, all of that. And I also don't really like that I can't do more for some people, because I do get the occasional message of someone with, depression or all of that. And I'm not saying I don't like getting those, because I love when people let me know how I've affected them or if I've helped them. But I don't like the fact that I can't do more. I really hate that, because anxiety, depression, all of that is such shit to deal with, and it sucks knowing that there are people out there who you helped a little bit, but there's not much more you can do. Why do all audio makers not want to reveal their faces? Privacy. Privacy and maintaining the illusion of whatever you picture in your head. Some people might picture me as a giant fat guy or, well, I've already said I'm tall, so you guys know that about me. But I like to let people's minds go where they will. However you picture me, and that is how I want you to picture me. The other one is obviously privacy. When you're making such intimate role plays, privacy is a major thing, because not that I'm embarrassed to make these or anything like that. Most of the people I know that I do this. I'm not embarrassed to be making these. I like what I'm doing. But partly because it's kind of like on Facebook, where you don't share, well, some people do. That's probably not a good comparison. But some people don't want to share sensitive information, for example. It's just a matter of privacy and, and again, maintaining the illusion. I love the fact that, think of it like the Harry Potter books, for example. I had in my head how I pictured Harry Potter, Hermione, Hagrid, all of that. But when you see it in the movie, that replaces what you pictured. And I really like that people's imaginations kind of take over when I'm doing these. And the bird is making very strange noises. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's why people don't want to reveal their faces. Do you like / watch Supernatural? I was super into Supernatural. Like, really, really into it. I love that show so much. I think I stopped watching... when did I stop? First of all, Dean is the greatest character ever. Fucking love Dean. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted. Where was I? Oh, right. Supernatural. Yeah, I was super, super into Supernatural. Dean Winchester is my favorite character. God damn, he's cool. I think I stopped watching after Lucifer, after What's-Her-Face betrayed them and Satan was released. That's when I quit watching, mostly because I don't know. I liked the Monster of the Week episodes before, and the more structured, kind of tight-knit seasons. I just kind of lost interest. Let's see. What is your favorite audio you've done? Ooh. Crap, that's a hard one. I think I'm going to have to go with the Seven Nation Army audio. Mostly because it was so long, and I still occasionally get comments from people thanking me for it, which is pretty fucking cool. That one, and probably the Nervous Friends to Lovers audio. That one took a decent amount of time to write. That's one of the few where I actually had a script for it. I think that one and the Blanket Fort one are the only ones I've had scripts for. I could be wrong. What are your views on the LGBTQ community? Very positive. I don't give a damn. You can fuck guys, you can fuck girls, I don't care. There's a reason I make these gender neutral. Like, I'm glad men and women listen to these. It does make it a little more difficult, though, because sometimes I do want to make more specific comments. Just like during cuddling and all of that, it would be nice to be able to describe the body parts that are specific to one sex, or incorporate that somehow. But really, I love that everyone can listen to these, and it's not just one sex that can do it. And I know people who are gay. I have no problem with it. Like I said, I make these gender neutral so guys can listen too. Let's see. Will you try to do a collab with Cardinal Audio? Not for a very long time. Mostly because, here's the thing. If you approach someone who's, let's say you're in filmmaking and you're a film student and you approach Quentin Tarantino asking them to do a collaboration. Again, it's an exaggeration, but that's how I feel about it. I need to be bringing something to the table other than, hey, you're popular, so let's do a collaboration. Once things progress a bit more, I might give it a shot, but for now, it's just going to be little old me. Little. Is your profile picture really a picture of you? It is, and I'm glad someone asked this so I can tell this story, because it took fucking forever. I went up to one of my favorite parks, and my cell phone has a little kickstand, the case for it, and I must have taken like 100 fucking photos for... I was trying to get a picture that would be a decent background picture, and good God, I must have taken, 100. I put it on the self-timer, grabbed, I shaped the grass and the leaves and the brush and all that so that it would actually stand up a bit more, and I hit, the button to take the picture and went running to get out in front of it, and, that's how the picture was taken. So that's really me. Let's see. What's more important to you? Looks or personality? Character. Character is what's most important to me. Looks are great. I obviously have to vibe with you personality-wise, but character is such an overlooked part of relationships. And when you get into, jealousy and all of that, and, people don't want their significant other hanging out with people because they're jealous, I think most of that goes away when you pick someone of character and you don't have to worry about it because you know what kind of person they are. Like I said before, actions put the lie to words. And if you observe people closely, you learn a lot about them through their actions. And just for example, I don't think I could date someone who flirts a lot with other people. Not that that's wrong, not that other people can't do it, but I know I personally couldn't do it because it's a character thing to me. I think flirting with someone when you're in a relationship is not... It's disrespectful to the relationship, in my opinion. And again, that's for me. There are other couples who are super flirty, and that works for them, and good for them, but I couldn't do it. It really is, again, a character thing with me. I know that the person I'm dating, I can trust them with everything, so I don't have to worry. So it's a mix of, looks, personality, and mostly character. Do you play video games? And if so, what kind of games are your favorite? Oh boy. I actually don't have any dedicated gaming system right now. Well, I have a PS3. Skyrim is my all-time favorite. It's such a fun game, and it stops being fun when you're carrying, all this expensive equipment, and then a dragon shows up from nowhere while you're fighting off an assassin, and it fucks your day up. That's not so much fun. But yeah, mostly free roaming games like that, sort of open world games. Let's see, what do you see in your future? I don't know, I'm too scared to look. Is there anyone specific you want to collab with? There are, but for the moment, I won't be trying to do a collaboration. Not yet. Could you tell us a joke? Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have the guts. That's my go-to joke for whenever someone's feeling anxious or upset. Because it's so stupid it almost always gets a laugh. Maybe a sympathy laugh, but at least a laugh. Do you consider yourself a romantic guy? Definitely. I'm of the very strong opinion that if you're dating someone and they're special to you, you should show them every day. It doesn't have to be, 1,000 roses and all that shit, but every day you should make a conscious effort to show them how much you appreciate them. And I think that's something a lot of relationships lack, is you get complacent. You're dating them, you have them, you kind of stop trying. I actually have on Pinterest an entire board set up of dates. One is like a bubble bath thing, except there are these little lights you can get that go in the water, and then homemade bath salts with lavender. There's this material, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's almost see-through. It's white, almost see-through. You kind of see it at weddings and stuff like that. You hang all that up around the bathroom, put white Christmas lights underneath it so it almost glows. And then I have, some food picked out, like finger food, finger sandwiches and stuff like that for when your significant other has a bad day. I can't wait to use that one. That's going to be fucking awesome. So yeah, I'd say I'm a fairly romantic guy. Is there a place you want to travel to? If so, where would it be? I definitely want to travel. I want to see Japan, definitely. The culture there is really, really interesting. New Zealand is the other one. The nature there, and oh, it's fucking beautiful. Favorite vegetable. I don't have a favorite vegetable, but I do have a least favorite vegetable, and that is kale. Seriously, fuck kale. It's disgusting. Sorry about that. It's late. Would you say you relate more to the nervous character or the assertive one in the Friends to Lovers roleplay? Definitely the assertive one. It was actually kind of a challenge to play the nervous one because, not to say I'm some super confident person, because I'm not in a lot of things. I get nervous, jumpy, but for some reason when it comes to love or relationships or anything like that, I'm just straightforward. I don't like the whole, do they like me? Do I like them? It's, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? That's pretty much it. I don't like the whole dancing around or, playing the game of... Basically, I don't do the whole, you have to chase me thing. If someone says, basically, if someone isn't direct with me, when I'm being direct with them, then, I assume they're not interested. Like, I don't do the whole, texting thing of, oh, they wait 2 days to text me back so that they don't seem that available. Fuck all that. If you want to be with me, you want to be with me. And that's just how I am. Maybe to my own detriment. Do you have a posting schedule? I used to, but I've been very busy lately and kind of in a creative slump, so I haven't been posting as much. I try to stick to a schedule, but, life happens. Do you have a name we can call you? I really should have thought of one by now, but I don't. Sorry. What's your favorite series / movie on Netflix right now? Oh boy. Again, when it comes to favorite, I have favorites of each genre. So, Trailer Park Boys, BoJack Horseman, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Bob's Burgers. I mostly stick to comedies. Favorite movie? I'm not sure. I really don't have a favorite that's on Netflix. And will you be doing a part 3 of Lame Pickup Lines? I will absolutely be doing a part 3 because even if everyone hated them, I would still be doing them. It makes me laugh so hard. Are you religious? I was raised in a very religious household. I'm not anymore. So sorry if that kind of kills it for you guys. How does it feel to have 2,000 online ghost girlfriends? I don't know, because that's not how I see it. I see it as me doing a performance and creating characters that people like. So it's not so much me, it's the characters I create and stuff like that. I never really thought of it like that. What's something a girl does that turns you on? There are a lot of things. I'm trying to think. I'm a big fan of long hair. I don't know why, but ever since I was a little kid, I loved long hair. Usually, feeling someone's hair on me, or just when someone, lays their head on your shoulder. It's funny, stupid little things like that, for some reason, turn me on a lot. I don't know why. or just, I'm trying to think of a good way of explaining it. It's not the usual, they bend over to pick something up. Like, it's nothing like that. Usually the most sexy things are things that are not meant to be sexy. It's just someone being themselves and how they naturally do things. Like, just someone reaching over and playing with your hair or something like that. It's usually things that are not inherently sexual or anything like that, but specific to that person and just sort of nice, I guess. That's probably not a good explanation. I'm so fucking tired. What's a bad habit of yours? Smoking. Yeah, I really need to quit smoking. I've been saying that for a long time, but that's probably my worst habit. Sex or cuddling? One than the other. What's your biggest fear? Some of you probably already know this, but my biggest fear is open water. Really, really hate open water. Do you write scripts and put the possible reply of the other person, or just leave it blank? I have written 2 scripts, I think. All the other ones have been completely improvised. Again, improvising just, it gives me the ability to take it where I want it or where I feel it naturally would go. It is kind of difficult, though, trying to come up with what the other person would say in a conversation that you're having with yourself and then go back and forth and build on that. It's not always easy, but it comes off as so much more natural, that I really like just improvising instead of doing, scripts. And scripts are great for some things, especially when it's a little more complex. But yeah, that's about it. That was the last question. So hopefully, if you are still with me on this, thank you for listening, because you have the patience of a saint. Good God. And this one is almost 40 minutes long. Fuck. I thought I was keeping it down. Damn it. Well, you deserve a fucking medal or something if you're still here. So, yeah, I can't believe we hit 2,000. That's fucking crazy. And a little nerve-wracking, knowing that, whatever you put out, 2,000 people are probably going to listen to. That's a little nerve-wracking. It's great. I'm excited that people like it so much, but it's a little nerve-wracking. Okay, well, I guess I'll end this here. And seriously, thank you so much for listening. It really means a lot. And all the comments, all the messages, I've gotten bad about replying to those, but I definitely read them. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next one.